Hi, it's Larry Schiller, voice of Backgammon. Welcome. We are here live at the Chicago Open, 38th Chicago Open. This is the finals or semifinals. So it's a Swiss event, and it's between John O'Hagan on the bottom and Bill Calton on the top. John will be at the table shortly. This match is the end of a three-day weekend where lots of players from all over the country, in fact, all over the world, have come to get together and play backgammon in this American Backgammon Tour Championship. We have players here from, especially from Japan. 10 players came to play in the USA versus Japan Championships, team championships. USA did win, and they were able to prevail upon Japan, who arguably has the strongest players in the world, with Michi and Mochi and Akiko all at the very top. And we're getting started. And they both roll sixes to get going. So obviously it's an even match. And here we go. And we've got double threes to match up. And let's see if they can finally get this going. We do. We have a 6-4. And we're on our way at the Chicago Open. Bill Calton and John O'Hagan. Here we go. 640 comes down and up. All right, 4-2, the proper play is to hit there and not make your 4 points. So if you're a beginner and you're wondering, what do you do? What do you do? You know, after a while, you just pay attention to what the bots have to say and just follow along with them. Double fives, nice roll. It's a good thing that red that John O'Hagan has buttoned up, or he'd be in trouble right now. And he plays behind him. 4-3 makes the 5 point. So actually, John O'Hagan has a stronger game here because all his checkers are in play. Effectively, for Bill Calton, you see those 3 checkers on the upper right-hand corner. They're basically out of play in this game. He can't use them to do anything constructive. And that's going to hurt him because checkers, it's not just to get him into your home board. You want him to accomplish something. You know, if you're just learning the game, checkers are like your armies. You want to be able to use them to block, to attack, and to run when appropriate. All the things I guess you do in a military combat situation, you're going to do a backgammon. And if your armies are stuck out of the way, you can't use them. You still got to feed them, and they're not doing anything for you. Now, one of the things that they do, however, is help make a strong home board. And so John, doesn't want to get hit because Bill White has a 4-point board, and that's good to have. I think they lost one of the dice. They're looking for it. I see a 3 in the board. I don't see another die. So I don't know what happened to it. Unless I'm missing it. I'm just not seeing it. But John, it's John's play. Oh, so he's got a 3-6. Oh, there it is. Right on the Voice of Backgammon logo. All right, and we've got a 3-2, and he hits. John did not want to get hit. It was a calculated risk. Bill had to roll a 3, and he did. And now John's going to roll a 3 or a 5, or... Oh, that's a great roll because he can come in and hit. You know, he's hitting on the home board, and as beginners you might say, oh, I don't want to leave a blot, a single checker, and because if I get hit, he's got to go all the way around to the beginning. And that's true. That is true. And there are times when that's exactly the right way to think. But it's also kind of a risk-reward thing, because if it doesn't get hit, is he in a good place where you want him to be? That you can fill in and make something constructive out of the use of that checker. So that's kind of the decision-making process these folks go through. Bill is lucky. He's hit 2 numbers right in a row. You know, the odds typically of hitting a number are 30%, could be more. But if the checker's close, it's 30%. So on a direct shot. So basically, if someone hits 2 direct shots in a row, it's about a 1/9 chance. 1/10, 1/11 chance. And there's a double. John has 3 men on the home board, 1 on the bar. And that was pretty gammony. We don't want to see that, so he dropped that double. Not much of a chance to win either. All right, so game number 2. Double 4s. Well, nobody can play that. We've got to have a winner on the opening roll. 5-3. We got Jack Edelson joining us. Welcome, Jack.
Thank you.
Got a standard opening here.
One corner opponent was still alive in the intermediate, so I didn't need to be down there.
Got it. All right. Let's see if we can get the camera going on Jack.
The only thing is I'm probably going to be facing that screen for most of the time, so.
Let's put this over here. That's the case.
Yeah, that works. And go a little more. Blow it up a little.
Yeah. Maybe even a little bit more. Let's see.
I just got a little screen for the able to.
Yeah, we'll get it.
So the thing about a cube here, and John decided not to double, which seems appropriate. Doesn't quite have enough going with the 2-point board, even with 11 checkers in the attacking area. And a nice shot by Phil Calton. Got to roll some nice shots no matter how good you are if you're going to get to this point. .43, probably hit. I don't know how to hit that. You just when in doubt. And you might get return hits, but boards are equal. Double 5s, not too bad. You just make 2 home board points. There's really not too much else to do. You know, you make the ace point, you hope you get a shot, soon, and then the ace point turns into an asset. If, playing from the midpoint around doesn't really gain you much. And, see, with a little shorter playable 6s, but it just doesn't. It's not as useful as actually making a point, even if it's not a good point. So Bill makes what I think is the right play. 6-3 to play now. Not a perfect roll. You play 2 down. No, this is better. You want to get out of there. When you have the 18 point, the midpoint isn't as important. Double 2s. Stepping up with 1 makes sense. Bill's got to be ahead in the race. He wants the checker to see daylight, but he doesn't necessarily want to step up all the way and get pointed on and then get sent back to where there is no daylight. So I like stepping up with 1 of them.
Now, what do we have for a race here?
There's no need to count this, really. It looks like he's got to be ahead. Let's see. 39, 59, 93. Plus 24 is 107. 109 for Calton. 45, 65, 71. Plus 54, 120, 125, 138 for Don. So Bill is way ahead in the race. I guess what Bill feels is that Don is outboarded enough. He's able to step up to the 20. Don, exchange of hits is not necessarily going to be favorable for Don. I think he's got to hit being way down in the race. I would have stayed back on the 22 point if I were Bill, but it's a tough call. Or maybe it's not a tough call and Bill is right by a mile. Who knows? 2-1.
Could this be a cube now?
Not trailing in the race like this. There's too many ways. Let's say Don makes the 5 point and Bill rolls a 6. He'll really be regretting it.
Oh,
is okay.
Almost forced.
It hits. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
See, it's a triple tiger.
This is pretty bad. You could play 3 to the ace.
This is an awful roll.
Yeah, this is bad.
Oh, it's so bad. Well, he's got to move a checker from 7 to 1. That's forced.
You got to hit, yeah.
Well, it's not forced to hit, but
Right.
It's most
But,
likely it's going to hit.
If you're going to be awkward, you might as
So
well.
he's going to kill a checker.
Put him on the bar.
You either leave a third shot or you kill a checker. Wow.
You're leaving 22 shots because the 2-3 is already counted by hitting with the 3. And you got to hit. You're still behind in the race even if the 6s. It's much closer now. Put them on the bar. Sometimes they can. Bill's thinking about doubling. I don't see it. But what do you think?
I have no idea. There's so many shots. Like you said, there's 22 shots. And one of those is a killer.
Yeah.
Are they all market losers? That's the question.
Certainly not if John enters. And John is, John, even though he's only got one dead checker. I mean, it's not good. His board is a bit messy, but you could still salvage something out of it. You bring, next turn he could, for all we know, make those 2 points if he's not hit.
And when we
bring a checker around.
When we talk about market losers, what we mean is Bill's thinking about doubling now, and he actually has done more than think about it. And look at this: as John O'Hagan has a fast take. 2-1 is one of the numbers that hits. But when I say market loser, it means that if he doesn't double now, if Bill doesn't double now, he's going to lose the opportunity to have his double taken next roll. So it's a market loser if when he doubles next time, it's a clear drop. And that's what's meant by a market loser. So he thought he had enough market losers to turn the cube now.
There's a rule of thumb, and it's not always accurate. That's why it's a rule of thumb, and it's called O'Hagan's Law, after John O'Hagan, who you are watching right now. That, generally speaking, if about a quarter of the sequences coming up are market losing, and there are no really bad sequences for you, you've got an initial double. And if there are 11 or 12 out of 36, you've got a redouble. Now, that depends a lot on how big those market losers are. It depends a lot on the math score. Sometimes, it depends on how, if you're just barely losing your market a quarter of the time, it may not be a double. But if you're really losing it by a lot, you might even be able to double with less than that. But it's a good rule of thumb.
Yeah, and you are watching, as Jack said, John O'Hagan playing on the bottom. So this is like amazing. We have the guy, one of the people in backgammon who's formulated a law that virtually every backgammon player uses, O'Hagan's Law. If you have 9 or more shots net, market losers, because there could be some anti-market losers where you don't even have a double next time. So you really want to subtract those out. But he invented the law, and everybody uses it. And you're watching him play now. You'll probably see O'Hagan use O'Hagan's Law during this match. Anyway, we've got a very interesting situation here. Bill is on the bar with a 5. No. Bill's on the bar, and John O'Hagan is a 5-3.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. He had that bar point. He had the chance to enter and hit shots. That's why he scooped the cube. And it's still a long way coming. I mean, having 3 checkers in the ace point is 3 more checkers than you'd like to have there. It makes it very hard to fill in those gaps. But John is caught up in the race. And that's big. Even if you don't have the greatest board, even if it's hard to block Bill in while you're hitting him, you're catching up in the race.
Yeah, great point, Jack. And it's what made it such a fast take, I think, for John. He knew he'd get back his race equity here. All right, so John is thinking real carefully about this double 3. So what are his options here? He's counting clearly, because now the race really does matter.
If he's well ahead, he might consider playing 18-15, moving the stack up, just to keep connected. This is another play.
He's minimizing the chances for him to hit, because double 3s and 2-3 hit, and he rolled a 2-4.
He was still behind in the race, so this is very reasonable to keep that holding game. The other thing is it's more likely that Bill will wind up in shot jeopardy than
now he can hit. Does he hit here, or does he play 2 from the bar point?
He's not really ahead in the race. The boards are equal.
So hitting is right.
Whack.
And when Jack says whack, he means hit the checker on the 2 point. So John can play from 10 to 2. and hit and put Bill Calton's checker on the 2-point on the bar. And then he's only got 1136 chance to come in and hit that too.
Plus double threes to hit elsewhere.
Yeah, so he's got a 2-3 double threes. Yeah.
There aren't really.
Which is not a lot of shots.
Numbers.
The double twos plays well. He can remake his board almost completely.
2-4 is a little awkward, but it hits, so it's worth it.
2-4 hits?
Well, entering. I'm saying if he hits, then white rolls a 2-4. Yes,
I see.
The 8-point, but that's no big deal when you get to hit.
Gotcha. Yeah. Gotcha. So, boy, he's thinking really carefully about this. So, I mean, another option is to play 15-7 and, get some timing, and if he's not going to be ahead in the race. What else is John's consideration? That's pretty interesting. Let's see if we can get the sound on here and see if we can get some ambiance from the room.
Yeah, you can usually hear John talking to himself in these kinds of things. And that can be instructive. That can be very instructive.
He is fantastic. I mean, his words of wisdom. We've good fortune to play him in doubles, and we got to hear Marcy Kassar and I played John O'Hagan and Dennis Culpepper yesterday in doubles, and they of course beat us. It did take them. They were losing 6-4 at Crawford, and they backhammered us. So listen, any way you can win, that's good enough. I was, just to be clear, I was the one doing the rolling for the doubles team, so you can blame me for that, Marcy. So John does decide finally to hit, and he took a lot of time.
Play B just seems, whatever play B is, seems too awkward. You were down 10 before the roll, so...
And he stayed out, and John is turning the cube back. This is great. What's the race situation?
I'm sorry, I don't apologize.
So what is the race?
He's down 2.
He's down 2 pips.
He's down 2, yeah.
So this is a take.
I do not...
I mean, he's not going to get...
What am I missing here?
Well, I think what you're missing is even if he hits, he's going to leave lots of shots. Right? If John can't make his board, and if he can, he's in good shape. But if he can't, if Bill comes in, where's he going to play his checkers? He's going to be leaving shots all over the place.
I mean, John
because he's stripped.
One block. I mean, he enters 3.
Like if he rolls,
play double threes play, and 3-4, 3-5, 3-6 lead back.
Like what if he comes in? All right, let's see.
What am I missing? Not an easy school.
Well, Bill Calton. By the way, Bill Calton, and he takes it. Follows Jack's lead.
I don't see the double. I don't understand the double.
So Jack doesn't see the double. We'll see what happens. There's the 4.
I mean, I trust Don's judgment over mine, but
and bring 2 to the midpoint.
Probably. This way, if
he can jump out, you got him.
You got more coverage.
You got double shots if he jumps out.
Plus, it's actually leaving.
You don't leave him to 3-5.
Leave him one less shot.
And he stays out. It looks like a good cube.
Yeah, you would. I mean,
John O'Hagan.
Yeah, I guess it's, you have enough threats, I guess.
6-3. So what do you do here? You make the bar point, or you sort of give him 3 1s, 3 6s, and 3 1s. He can duplicate the 3 6s, and so you give him 4 numbers. This might be the time to do it. So he's got the 3 there. I guess he could bring a 6 in and leave him 3 1, 3 3, and 3 6. He's going to bring that 6 down and duplicate the numbers. So he just leaves him 4 numbers now: 3 1 and 3 6, and double 3s, actually. And he's looking at that. Now that is a much safer play. And if he comes in with a 3. That actually looks pretty solid.
And look at how he's looking at this instead of making the bar. So on 3-5, 3-6, he gets stops.
This was great. John O'Hagan didn't want to leave a shot. No jokers. Double 1s. He's trapped back there. So he can switch points. He's just going to bring it in. He's safe. He's good. If he rolls a 3-1 or a 3-2, he's golden. 3-6. Golden, too. What a great roll.
There are some real bad rolls for John, like 6-2.
Oh, no. Double 3s! He almost gets out of trouble. This is, wow. That's interesting. He didn't take time. He could have kept his board.
No, this has got to be right. You just wait from the back. You don't stack up on a point. 3-1. You got to lift the block, I think. Doesn't really gain you much because on 6x you just hit and lift. And if you lift the block on 6-1, 6-2, you get shots.
So what are you suggesting, Jack? What do you think you ought to do?
You ought to lift the 16-point blot. It doesn't help him. Like maybe.
Oh, I see. Just make the obvious play.
Now he decides not to slot, which I think, as much as I love slotting, this is it's reasonable not to slot.
Oh no! John O'Hagan turns it to 4 and rolls double sixes.
Yeah. In retrospect, this was a good double because he had enough. If he closes the point and John Bill fans, it's a pass.
Jack has seen the light.
Like I said, I knew if John did, I must be missing something. Bill did it, I'm probably missing something. Go up here. And crazier things have happened, but not expecting.
Yeah, crazier things have happened. No question.
Exhibit A, Larry Schiller.
Oh my gosh. Referring to a match we played last night. That's amazing.
No, I'm just saying a crazier thing has happened, and you were that crazier thing.
Oh, I see. Thanks, Jack.
You're welcome.
Take it as a compliment.
Exactly, you should.
So, all right. I'm just going to leave a little text message for them to straighten the board. Let's see if he gets his message. 2-1. All right. I think he's done.
It's not Jin. You could roll 2-1 a couple of times.
Yeah.
No, it's Jin. No, it's not. He's got 9 checkers. Yeah, it's Jin.
No, it's definitely Jin.
Now it's really Jin. 4-1 in favor of Mr. O'Hagan.
That was a big comeback.
Greatest player ever to come out of Northwest Indiana. John up in Valparaiso is a big Notre Dame fan.
All right, it's the third game. 4-1. John O'Hagan taking a commanding lead.
Theoretically, you're supposed to run here.
Because you're ahead. No. Theoretically, you're supposed to make the. Oh, for red. Red's ahead. Yeah, you want to run and get a race going, right? Because you're ahead.
But it's so small, and most strong players will make this play anyway. Because
it's a little more complicated.
It is a little more complicated. And people don't run with 6-4 anymore. I'll do it on occasion. Yeah. Theoretically, you're supposed to run with 3-1.
1-4. Oh yeah, you hit.
3-1.
Yeah, it's supposed to make your 5-point, right?
Not on 6-4.
I mean, on 3-1.
Normal scores you're supposed to hit. I don't know if 8 away, 5 away is different. It's a.
All right. Well, he comes up.
Is this the right way to move?
Yeah, it works. 6-1.
5 point. You can hit, but and you're unstacking the 6.
He's pretty stripped, so I mean, but
I think this is right.
He's got. Look at all the different triangles where he's got 2 points, and if you have 15 checkers, so you can have a maximum of 7 different points with 2 checkers on it. And if you have that, it's actually not good because you don't have flexibility unless you roll doubles.
But it's not too bad here because if Bill anchors, then being stripped is less problematic because you have room to play behind him.
And this is what,
and
a 2-1?
if Bill doesn't anchor, you can attack that checker by hitting off of your stack point, which is often a good theme.
Now another play here would be to just come up to the 4-point.
Too many targets.
Doubles would be a killer. So this 4-2. And he's going to give him 5s.
Love to hit with an ace.
Oh, he stays out. Bill is not able to come in.
Not yet a double.
If he was behind 4-1, he might have a cube.
Yeah,
6-4, he's going to hit him.
Where?
One place or the other.
Right.
I think he's going to hit him in the outfield.
I'm inclined to agree, but this is
pretty solid, too.
Good. You know, Bill only has a 3 prime.
He's got 11 men in the zone. He stayed out again. He's also not rolling. Anything makes a point except for a 1. So there you go.
2
yeah, it's pretty clear.
You're
So you can see next time, unless he rolls doubles, John O'Hagan's going to make a point.
Double 3 is very, very nice.
Oh, no, maybe not. What a great roll. Comes back in the game. Saves it. And look at this. John O'Hagan rolls double 3s. He can't come in.
This is at least good enough to double.
He's got 3 blots and he can't hit him.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Oh, well, he could hit him on the 1 point.
No.
Why doesn't he play 2 checkers to the 1 point and start picking up those other, oh my gosh, I think he might have missed an opportunity there.
It's interesting.
He didn't even look at it.
Yeah, I think
he didn't even look at it.
He thought he was too good to double, which is very reasonable.
Wow. John.
A bunch of big swigs.
This is amazing. So he's got 3s and 4s. Now he's Cuban. John O'Hagan does. Here's the thing: in a money game, this is a take. But in a match like this, John doesn't want to get gammoned, and the score would be 5-4 if he takes this and gets gammoned. So that's the risk. And he's got 9.5 men in the zone. So I think this is a very close call. I'm taking 2. We'll see what Bill calls.
The 4s are duplicated. He's got 3s to hit.
I mean, what John?
And then 7s and 9s. So I could certainly see letting this go because it is kind of gammonish. John is definitely the world-class player here, and you might.
He's taking his time to think about it, which is great. So, John O'Hagan, world-class player. It's hard to beat. Chris Knapp, welcome. 4-1, he's leading. This is a very, a dangerous score for him to take a cube and lose on because he'll be, if he loses a gammon, double gammon, he's 4 away, 5 away. He's 5 away, 4 away, and that's not, much rather be up. But John says, you know what? I'm going to take it, and I think it's because it's 9.5 in the zone, and he rolled a 5-1, which is doesn't hit. Actually, it hits 2, but I don't think that's his game plan.
I think it's a real big money take, and that would probably translate to a small take as well.
So the question is, where do you play the 1? Because the 5 is obvious, and they'll come and give him a 6. His 6s are a bit duplicated. In other words, what I mean by that when I say duplicated, John O'Hagan, can roll a 6 to hit and roll a 6 to make his bar point. And so you've duplicated his 6s. 4-1 is ugly. Oh my gosh. Maybe you come in and play to the 2 point. You don't want to leave any shots hanging around.
Yeah. He's got too many blocks for this.
Yeah, so he's got definitely TMB. I mean,
Too many blocks.
So I think it's pretty simple.
Especially if he doesn't really want to get gammoned.
Yeah, I mean, at any score, you don't want to get gammoned holding the cube. But he's thinking about it. So what is his thought process now? You might say, well, what is it? Why would a player even think twice about this play? So that's the other play.
Yeah.
So Chris Knapp pointed out, the other play is, hey, maybe look, I'm going to leave a blot where I want it, which would be in my home board, and I can make the point. And with 1s and 2s.
Split that anchor, which gives him a whole bunch of returns to fight that mini game.
The danger in leaving a blot is, and John's going to make Chris's play, looks like, and he makes it. The danger in this is that, he's going to get hit and stay out, and he's going to get gammoned. And 5-4
hits on the 4 point.
He's definitely doing that, and they'll come from the mid. Bring another checker in from the midpoint.
He does come in. He does get a lot of cover for the odds. He would hit it with the 1, and he comes back in with a lot of counter.
This is very solid position for Bill. Bill, he's got to hit him, and he didn't hit him. And he rolled that 6, and he's leaving 2 1-shots now. This is problematic. Great double. Any 1s or 6s, it's ball game over.
1-4, hitting cover.
What a great roll.
You hit the
Blot in the 4 point.
121, yeah.
But he's thinking about it. He doesn't want a 2-6 from the bar, double 2s. Well, he's got double 1s, double 2s, and 2-6. So
I'm not sure. It's your voice on the returns. And you can still hit that one later.
But he stays out. John doesn't roll one of the miracle rolls, and so he stays out. 5-4 hits the second
Well,
block.
it doesn't matter because it's double fours.
Oh, we got double. I thought it was 5-4. Sorry. Yep. You could slot. See what he ends up doing. He doesn't know what to do, and I don't know what to do. It's hard to know in this situation.
I think you would use the stop of making the mid. Chris Snap says slot the deuce, and
I like playing
Chris
safe.
generally knows what he's doing.
1-2.
I don't really see why you'd
Slot the deuce doesn't make
it's
sense.
necessary to me to slot the deuce. Getting hit with the 2 does potentially.
Oh, he's a 1-5, and he's able to hit him.
Still a lot of trouble. I mean, John is,
a bunch of miracles for John to come out of this.
2 more, but 3
3-1.
enters and 1 you just find.
I don't know. You could probably 3-4. He could play 3-4.
Gives him 1-6.
4-3.
I wouldn't give him a shot to.
Takes a prime.
Takes the prime to beat him.
6-4 makes that look correct. Yeah, you make it 1. Okay.
You gotta make it.
I mean, you can run out and.
Well, the only thing is, if he makes the deuce, he's got 11 shots that are going to break.
Well, it becomes fewer because, I guess John probably won't.
Well, 3-1 double ones don't break.
And maybe you do run, because what is John going to do to hurt you? 1-6 is going to hurt you. 3-2 is going to hurt you a little, but it still takes a bit. I don't know. I really don't know. I think Bill is justified in taking his time on this.
Yeah. Not an obvious play. I think you get players to
Yeah, the odds that
go both
I'd rather
ways.
have, by doing this, then it's my role that hurts me instead of his role that hurts me.
So that's Chris Knapp's rule of thumb. And he safeties up. He says, let me give away the
Why
1-6.
8-4? Why 8-4?
No, I don't have an issue with that. He will take away the 1-6. He's reducing his shots. And leaving a checker there for that's interesting.
This
I
looks
like it.
funky.
1,
2.
2. Buckle my shoe. Can he roll double ones? He can't. There's a 1-3. So you want to bring 2 checkers in. That's that. As much as you like to come up to the edge of the prime,
You can.
it's not really a feasible thing. It's
5-6
6-5. Once he's done,
Yeah, that's right.
Jack gives his seal of approval. And we're the double one, so 5-3 stacks his 1 point. Or not. And now Bell can now slot the 2 points safely. So before he's going to slot the 2, no he's not. He's just going to let him break his board. Bill didn't even consider it. It's funny. 5-3, so it's kind of 5 is forced. And as he open up another blot,
Yeah.
why not? But John gives this great thought and consideration. It's terrific.
But not too much because you don't want to burn too much clock time in a play that is not.
4-2. So Bill is now trapping, considering an inside trap, but no, he says, let me go ahead and make the point. Because again, his game plan is to have John O'Hagan break his board. That's a great roll for John, by the way, because he can't move. Double 5s. 4-3. And now Bill can't play 6s, so that's going to slow him down, which will give John O'Hagan more opportunity to break his
He's got a
board.
lot of blotting.
John's lucking out with
A lot of blotting fours.
and a 4-3. Look at this. This is no fun. What does he do?
Lift.
No, you play 2 in. And back, go for the backgammon. Yeah, it's definitely. Great confidence. Voice backgammon says, play them both in. You got to clear the bar anyway. It's a hard thing to and now you're in this game forever. Why break the 6 point? He's going to look at it. Bill's going to reject this play. I guarantee it. Because he still has to clear, and he's got to get his checkers off.
You're still clearing a point with that play.
You give up the corner.
Oh, this is clearly
Yeah, the gap.
my preference.
Yeah,
but
the
who
gap.
knows?
Yeah, you're right.
And now, John rolls 6-5. Let's see what happens. Can he come in with a 3 and a 5 and hit, and turn this into a super gammon, or he stays out? Now double 6s. Oh, a 6-4. He's going to cover the 4 point. Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness. So all right. So can Bill roll the 5? Can he come in and did he roll 6-4? Double sixes. No. What did he roll?
6-6.
Oh, he did roll 6-6. Can John roll the 6? No. All right, but there's a lot of numbers. 5-6 leaves a shot. 6-4 leaves a shot.
A lot of
So there you go. But he's avoided the gammon. John needs a 5 and he rolls it. John is on fire. John's got a decent chance to win this game because once he brings his checkers around, he's going to bear off a lot faster than Bill. So, really wants to get in. There's a 6 and he's looking at either hitting. Yeah, he's looking at hitting. Possibility hitting and building back a 5-point board. Chris says hit.
I'm getting there.
I have no idea what the right play is because I know 6s work well for John. So if you come out with a 6 and he hits you, okay. But why bring a second checker into the fray? You gain a pip.
You're going to get easily twice as many gammons than losses.
So the choice is you can get more gammons. So that's a reasonable argument.
Another thing is if John stays out, as he does almost half the time after you hit, that really buys you some time.
All right, so Bill decides not to hit, but to come out. Bill's trying to win the game. 5-1 does hit. Now if he rolls a 6-2, he may want to hit. But not even then.
He rolls a 6-3, he's hitting.
6-5, he's not. And now he's got coverage. Look, John has a reasonable play for this game. 6-2, what a perfect roll. So he's debating, he's going to hit.
This is red 6-2.
Oh, it's red 6-2, sorry, yeah. So he's going to come out with a 6, play the 2. This is really pretty interesting. Oh, what a roll!
Stay back. You don't want to give him direct.
Oh, yes. Yeah, remake the 5-point board if Bill can. This is really interesting. And a 4-2. So he safeties up that checker. All right, this is a really close game, but John O'Hagan, this is like a 50-50 game.
We'll make that come very late.
And a 5-2 hits, he's going to decide whether or not to hit.
You got it.
Look at this. Oh,
Even the gammon is.
if he doesn't come in, now Bill's a huge favorite. And he doesn't come in.
It was a better 7.
Oh. Can he roll the 6-5? 4-1 brings him safely in. Everything is even. He's looking at taking a checker off, which is okay.
Generally, you make it in these kind of positions.
But making it is better because you have a 5-point board, and it keeps him out more. So I think that's the reason to make
Doesn't
it.
have enough off to.
But Bill's looking at it to his credit, and I think he makes the right play. So he's got a 5-point board. John O'Hagan does not come in. This 2 cubed is now looking more and more genius on Bill's part. 3-1, and playing safe. Notice how Bill is keeping even on top. He's got 2 checkers on the 5-point, 4 checkers on the 4-point, and the reason he does that is so that if he rolls a big double, he doesn't leave a shot, and that's the goal. Brian Lonigan, welcome all the way from New Orleans, and we're here in Chicago. John O'Hagan gets a checker off, avoids the gammon. All right. He's got 5 off. He's got 14 off. 9 off. And this ball game is basically over. Almost. John has something up his sleeve. Well, John's off in 3 rolls. So let's see if John can do it.
2 sets ago.
Oh, not happening. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's off in 4. And he's off in 2. Oh, 6-2. So John needs doubles. If John doesn't roll double 3s or better, or 1s, it's over. And that's it. Ball game over. And they are going to start the next game. These players are good enough to know just to resign when when it's over. 4-3. Very close. Maybe 55%.
Yeah, something like that.
Too good one way or too good the other.
What are they saying?
We're closer to like 56 a.m.
John's laughing about something.
So we're both rolling pretty well. Like we haven't lost much this week.
That's right. That's right.
Joker for joker.
John O'Hagan remarking that they were both rolling pretty well at the end in the bear-off. Definitely was a clock saver.
And throughout the game, they just kept
Yes.
John O'Hagan again makes his preferred 6-4 play. 5-2, you got to hit on the ace to disconnect those two back checkers.
By the way, I think they can hear us.
I know.
It's on my mobile. I didn't know if you knew that or not.
Keep it entertaining. And some more trash talk.
As we're listening to the banter of the players.
5 in, 1 hit. Sure. John's up lots too. No need to. You generally don't want to blink in these potential blot hitting contests. You just see the initiative of the other player. 1-6 is a good shot. It's
1-6, it's 2 checkers. Oh, John.
Bill really, but yeah, Bill either gets a 3 or a 5.
How about double threes? That hits 2 checkers back.
But still far from
So is double twos.
being deeply problematic here. 5-3. Go for it. Yeah. Again, these blot hitting contests, you just gotta keep up with the aggression.
Well, in this particular case, oh, that's a nice roll. John O'Hagan definitely has the advantage in this game, and now he really has the advantage in this game.
Point on the ace, I think, because again, you're
And you bring one down.
Bring one down, yeah.
All right, so now if you count, John has 9 men in the zone, right? He's got 6 men on top, 9 men down.
Fours.
Double 4 is a beautiful roll for Bill. Bill has rolled doubles from the bar
Yeah,
when he
you can at
needs
least
it.
put
First
the
double
dial to get you a happy.
3s and double 4s.
This is going to be a long, messy game, probably.
Maybe not.
Stays out.
Maybe not.
I mean, you got 4 checkers at back and only 6 checkers in the attacking zone. It really takes a while to get going, but that plays you down
No,
to try to get that attack going.
not much. He needs 2 more checkers in there for an attack.
Yeah, but it's...
Now, if he stays out, do you cube it? All right, he comes
No,
up with
no.
5-3,
No.
so there you go. He's back in the game. Pretty evenly matched game.
Well, John has an ace point, which he does not like in this position. But
All right, 6-1 for Bill. Bill's white's got 6-1 in play.
I was up way too late last night to offer any sort of meaningful commentary on a messy game like this.
So 6, it seems pretty clear to make the bar.
Lunch is now being served.
It does.
Sandwiches, although it's for sure said-
And then for the 1, maybe
I switched up this year. We got
maybe 9 to 8
you
instead
know,
of
there's
5, 4 to 5. 21 to 20. Oh, wait, what does he have? Maybe I misread what he has. I misread what he's got.
I think it's
Enjoy it.
6-1.
Maybe after this
All right.
game,
Wow,
I'm good.
I'm surprised.
After this game.
I'm surprised. No, I'm surprised. I'd definitely be right on Bill's part. That's you think he could play a little fast and loose, except for one thing. John has a 3-point board, and I think that's why he did it. He's got a 3-point board. He doesn't want to get closed out. I think that's what's going on there. Oh, double 6s from the bar. Bill stays out. Now John's thinking maybe I got a cube here. Wow, what a turnaround. Because John does have a 3-point board. Jack said, he's right. He's got the 1 point. But he's got a 3-point board. And double 3s, double 6s, 3-6. Not enough double 5s. Great roll. So
Bill has a lot of viable plans from here. 2-4 back game is possible. A 4-point holding game is possible. John still has 3 checkers back. Bill has not put any checkers any place where he doesn't want them right now.
except on the bar and the
Yeah.
2-point.
There's nothing that's permanently
And a
out of
stack
play.
6-point. All right,
There's
but
nothing that's permanently out of play. You can see a plan for all 15 checkers where they can go.
and just so you know, if you didn't catch it, that was Jack Edelson's snark about the 1 point. Well, as he said, you don't have any checkers where you don't want them to be. And perfectly legitimate comment, by the way, because John O'Hagan does have 2 checkers and a 1 point. But when you roll double 5s, that's a pretty common
No,
thing.
I thought it was the right play. I mean, I was advocating for that play, but sometimes if the blitz doesn't work, it can hurt you. My head just is going to move around too much for the camera to ever stay on my starting length of time. I don't see double here.
I don't see the cube.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
is the cube?
Where is the cube?
The cube has disappeared. We're calling missing cube.
Maybe that's what John's thinking about. He doesn't know. It's not that he wants to double. He just wants to be able to double later.
He's not doubling.
Where is the cube? Maybe
But we're missing the cube.
Maybe it either is on the side of the board past the clock, or it got inside the scoreboard.
Maybe it must be behind the clock. It's funny. So we're not seeing the cube. I could pan the camera. Oh wait. I mean, John's thinking.
You know it's there somewhere, and that the players will find it if need be.
That always happens. And so this is Larry Schiller, voice of Backgammon, broadcasting live. I've got Jack Edelson with me doing commentary, and as he gets himself into camera range, he decides not to double, and he rolls at 6-3, and he's got a choice of the threes to make the 2-point or not. You could just
You're hitting.
Well, it's interesting.
You want to hit because.
And he is going to put 2 on the roof,
2 in the air.
so he can get a shot at the 3-point. Checker on the 3-point. Yeah, he stays out. So now he's too good to double. He lost his market.
I really don't see how he's too good with the Bloggnome board that had no coverage for it and 3 checkers back. I don't.
Comes in with the 2 and he hits. And here comes the 3-4 from the bar. Now he's cubing,
There's a cube.
and there he found it.
I think these players are. I'm estimating Calton's position much more highly than the players are, or than Donna's.
So John has turned the cube, and Bill Calton has a tough decision to make. You know, John's going to wait because he's ahead 4-3. Bill doesn't want to get gammoned. Do you take this, Jack?
I am incapable of dropping this. I'm not saying it's a take. I'm saying I'm not capable of dropping this.
Well,
But I also.
Bill's in it to the end, right? He's got the 4-point, so, why not take it? Because you can get gammoned, but,
I'm probably misjudging, but I thought John had no double 2 turns ago and he had a double last turn. And
yeah, we'll see what happens.
I guess he has a double this turn. But I tend to underestimate
Let's talk
like Reds.
Let's talk a little bit about the players. Bill Calton comes from Detroit, and he's a member of the Detroit City Chess Club. For years, he was a master in chess with the highest. His highest rating was 2340, if you can believe it. If you're a chess player, that's an amazing rating. And Bill is dropping the double. John goes up 5-3. Bill picked up backgammon about 10 years ago, and he's not a well-known player to people outside the Detroit area. I met him for the first time at this tournament. Great guy. He has been starting to come to tournaments, and he's doing really well. Of course, his record, I think, is 9-1 so far, something like that. He's won 90% of his matches, which is unheard of in backgammon. I mean, you need a little bit of luck along the way, but somebody's got to do it. But he certainly has deserved to do it. His PR is low, his performance rating 0 is perfect. This is probably like 2 or 3 or 4, somewhere in that area. He's done a great job with that. So we're really happy to have Bill here. He does. He works for Fiat Chrysler. Bill is I think a quality. He's involved with supplier quality, and used to be in banking previously in his career. Loves his work now. They've apparently, they need great people at Fiat Chrysler to be sure their quality is good, and they did have some issues, I think, with some things, but as many auto companies did, and looks like they've got the right person to try to deal with it. And so that is a little bit about Bill Calton. We're very happy that he's back in the game and joining us at these tournaments. He's really a wonderful addition.
I believe he won Cleveland a couple of years ago, but I could be wrong.
I think you could be right, Jack. It's the first time for everything, but I think that might actually be right. I think Cleveland, local here in the Midwest. And Jack, you're welcome to just move that around if you can see that. So it gets on you. All right, and there is the cube. We've got the cube. Boy, this is a tough situation for Bill. He's taking it though, and I think it's partly because of the score.
It's a reasonable take. He's not on the bar.
You know,
Good things can happen when you're not.
3-2 hits 2 checkers. John is going for the gusto.
This could be
Yeah, and John is 10 men in the zone, which means this is really, really
All those
dangerous.
blocks.
He's got to come in, and he
3-1.
comes in with a 1.
It's not
Boy,
good.
Bill could lose the match and knows it, because if Bill loses a double gammon, the match is over. 4-3. Oh, you can make the 4 point. I mean, you know, how can you not do that? He can hit outside. Hitting outside is pretty good too.
Yeah, the 2 block. The 2
Woo!
double-
Hitting outside. Oh, this is a
So
tough
what-
decision.
yeah.
It's like a candy store. What do you do, John? You know, do you want the M&Ms or do you want the Swizzle Sticks? I mean, this is really a great roll for him. However you look at it, he would have, you know, made life easy, roll a 5 or a 6 of some sort, and you cover the blot in the 2 point. He can't cover the blot in the 2 point.
Hitting is harder than making a homeboard point. Right? It may not be harder than making the 4, but it's harder than making a homeboard point.
No, but you
And
make your 4
next
point.
turn, you can bring builders down to make the 4.
You make the 4 now, you're golden.
Right, but
you know.
those blots are hard to hit.
So he's
and
putting 2 in the
I like
bar.
this play.
Double 4s, double 2s, double 1s. They're all miracle rolls. And he rolls a 3-2, so he's able to hit. Bill is
He got
staying
lucky
in the
turns.
game, staying in the match.
There are lots of returns.
Oh,
2s, 5, 6s.
Oh,
5,
5-3. Look at this. There's nothing much he can do with that. He can't hit. He's
Yes,
not
he
able
can.
to hit. He
He's
can hit.
fine.
Oh, with a
Get on
5.
to
Come
it.
back. Oh, yeah. Do the same thing.
The only thing he might be thinking, however, is that he can work his way home pretty well from playing to the 17. But this has got to be right. You're attacking.
You're going for the gamut. If he doesn't hit you, you roll a 6. You're really in a powerful position. And he rolls a 1-6. So, okay. So,
And
Bill.
until the end.
Bill is happy to anchor. He's happy to get 2 checkers on a triangle on his board. And he rolls the 6, so the 6 is easy.
Covers.
And he'll come up with a 4 from the
Yeah,
end to put
yeah.
more pressure on the outfield.
You don't want to add new blots with something like 13-9.
Yeah, John's trying to pick up that second checker, and can he do it?
41.
He can do it.
Enters.
So he comes in with a 1.
No, that was.
Oh, it was
It
cocked.
was a little cocky.
Woo! Double 2s! That was the roll he needed last time. He didn't make it. So this is really
Trouble
2s or
for-
5s. He rolls them both. He's got his choice.
Hit and then continue with the 2 and then continue down to get a builder for the 4 point. Right.
Jack, his advice is right on. It's perfect, and it's exactly followed. 5-2.
Sure.
Bill really took a dangerous cube there. John O'Hagan's a master at the cube.
You can't get another builder. Maybe you play 8 to 7 or 8 to 6 with 2. Get off the double 4s.
He got off the double 4s. He
And you
did.
might as well anchor up when you can't put another builder.
And he comes in with a 1.
Probably small. Not very-
Now you want to make the bar point.
And then you want to make it 4 points.
Well, even better. If you're going to roll a 6-3, go for it, man. So look at this. Got a 5-point board. John O'Hagan. He rolls a 1-6 from the bar. Boy, Bill has really lucked out coming into the board. I will say he hasn't been very lucky getting to this position, but the fact that he's actually able, and now he's slotting the bar point in hopes of making it. In other words, his goal here is for John not to be able to roll a 6, and then for Bill to roll a 6 next roll. Because if he can get that point, he actually has a game. And if otherwise, he really doesn't have that much of a game. So let's see what happens. Can he roll the 6? And he doesn't roll the 6 at a 4-1. This is fantastic backgammon. You know, each player is giving himself whatever possible chance they have. And he can't roll the 6 and he can't hit. It's too bad.
Around the corner to reduce shots.
So just, he's got to decide what to do with
I
the
guess he
3.
has fewer shots if he plays 6 and 3. But
Oh, what a little bit of a heartbreak for Bill, not being able to roll that 6. He would have loved that 6, really got him back in the game and justified the cube. Take. All right, now John needs a 6. They're giving each other 6s here. Double 2s won't work. And a 6-1 won't hit. So, well, 6-1 might hit, actually. Instead of making the bar, we'll see.
no,
But we're not going to find out because he rolled a 3-1. He's just going to play safely.
I'm sure you have the 6-1. It's not risky, that risky.
Yeah.
This is fine.
Yeah, makes good sense. All right, so here we go. Bill looking for his double 6s. You take the bar. I don't think you want to slide your 1 point at this point. You have 6s to play next time and 2s.
Time to hang in there for you.
Bar point, right? Just make the bar. Remake the bar. When I say make the bar, obviously you already had the
Put
bar
2 more
point
on
made, but put two more on it. When I said make the bar.
Yeah, I mean, you might get gammons if you don't get hit, but you probably won't. Whereas getting hit does lose a lot of gammons. So
Well, let's see what goes on. Double twos. So he's
13-9,
got
yeah, that's
not much to do there. Not leaving a shot.
6-3, 6-4,
4-2, just slot twice. Which you don't exactly want to do, but I think you got to make your board.
But now,
So now is the
John
time for
has
John to
out.
run. John's going to run out if he can.
6-1.
There's sixes coming
He
right out.
You just run out, and then you
It's
decide.
going to duplicate. What
What
numbers
am I
are going to
duplicating?
duplicate?
But I think it's the ones you want to duplicate because that's the one that picks up the.
Yeah, I think
But
that's
the
right.
other idea though is playing 4-3 to stay connected.
Yeah, so he's
Which
got
may
those
be
two
more important
choices.
to duplication. That you can play a lot of sixes with only leaving a fly shot off of by breaking the 9 point next turn.
Yeah, so we'll see. They're both two competing factors.
Yeah. I think
in
the
mind.
connectivity is more important. John thinks duplication is more important. Probably counting some stuff.
Well, sevens play a lot better this way,
Also, this.
and any six plays this way.
Yeah, the fact that double sixes hits is irrelevant because Bill actually will not hit with double sixes. He'll just make the bar point.
He's looking it over, so he's looking at both plays.
This is mine.
You know, it's funny. Some of these situations, it really doesn't matter. But some of these situations are highly what I call sensitive, where if you make the wrong play, it's the right play. It's a huge advantage over making the wrong play. Wrong play is a blunder, and that's sensitive. This could be one of those sensitive situations, and that, by the way, is what makes a great player great. They know what situations are sensitive, and then they take the time on those. All right, 6-2 hits, which he's definitely not going to do. 6-2 comes out. I think you come out and make the 4.
No, you just lose too many games. Stepping into a double shot like that. Same reason he didn't come out earlier with that 6.
And that may be totally right.
Just make the ace.
I like coming out though, but maybe that's way too risky. Gammon City.
Safety everything up. You've got shots next turn.
So this is not a long-term view of this game. Bill is, has his 1 and 2 points.
6-5 is a nice shot. It's 9.
I know what I do, but I can't help it out.
Yeah, this is good. Well, he can play a 5 and he can slot the bar, but
Going to the 8.
duplicates the 2s, gives a few.
6-1. No,
But 6-1 is okay because you got a shot back at the 4.
Yeah, but you do not want to.
I mean, ultimately, Bill's game plan is to roll boxcars here.
I'm not sure about this play, but it doesn't.
He's giving him the boxcars, but it's good for him anyway. And he didn't roll them. It was a 3-2, and he made the right play. He'd be in trouble otherwise. Boy, what do you do here? I guess you slot and make it, and just, with the 6s, don't worry about it. He's going to run anyway. He's not sticking around. You'll have 6s.
He rolls ace, yeah, he gets safety if he makes a 6 punch, so he gets.
No, nice roll.
Make the 8 point, no shots, very clean, easy to clear.
All right, double 5s makes a board.
A quick 6 drastically reduces the gammons.
5-2. That makes total sense. Can he roll it? All right, here we go. 5-1. Let's play 2 in. It's a little ugly, but ugly's okay.
You can
Nothing.
consider 9-3, but no. I don't.
What's the point? Why leave him the shot? I don't get that.
It's your. I mean.
Double 4 is not his
time.
friend. Oh no, he's gonna kill a checker.
He's got to save numbers like that for races.
Yeah, he's gonna clear because he's gonna leave some shots on double 5s and double 6s. And 6-5 leaves a fly.
Box
There we
card
go.
blocks, but
He's
it
avoided
also
the gammon.
does win a good number of gammons.
It's a great thing about backgammon. Just turn around in a flash, and if Bill can roll a 5, he can easily win this game. He didn't roll a 5. He rolled a 2 and a 1. So he's keeping his 5-point board. Double 5s leaves a shot. 6-5 leaves a shot. Very unlucky for John O'Hagan to be leaving these shots. No question about it.
3-5, at least runs the check.
Oh, he rolled a 5. He rolled double 4s. He reversed those rolls. Oh, 5-2 is safe and just
no. Just take 2 off. I think.
5-2.
The gammon, let's see, 4, 10, 22, 34,
Yeah, it's worth taking 2 off.
46. Yeah, the gammon can be a close call here.
So if the gammon, if you're like between 30 and 70% to gammon, so John O'Hagan probably has a 30, maybe a 25, 30% chance to gammon. It's worth it to increase your gammon chances by taking off an extra checker here. If you're much below 30, probably not. If you're much above 70, probably not worth a risk just to win the game. But he's going to take the 5 off.
The thing about John is he will always sit and do the math. He will always sit and do the math. No
So let's do the
matter
math.
what.
So what is the math here, Jack? What
I don't know,
does
I'm
it
not
look like?
John O'Hagan.
You're Jack Ellison. You're a math guy.
I
You're
cannot-
defending your PhD thesis on Thursday.
I
Come on.
cannot ballpark the gammon wins and losses. I just
And
know
John
it's
decides to
about
peel.
Jesus.
He is peeling, and he makes the play. 3-1 could be smart. It's looking more gammony. This could be the match. We've seen so much of this. 4-3 takes 2 off. He's in great shape. He could be off in 4. 36, 40, 45 is the number of pips. 42 is the number of pips the white has, which is 6 rolls. Oh no, John rolls double.
Yeah,
This is a must hit. He must roll the 2 here, unless he misses and John rolls a 1. But he's got to roll the 2 if he's going to have any hope of avoiding the gammon. This is very, very scary. And he does not. He actually, I think that's right. You got to do
No,
that.
you don't actually. You do it next turn. Oh, there's no good 6 of them.
Oh, if he rolls a 2-1, can you believe it? What an amazing roll for John
Now, there
O'Hagan.
is a way for.
Yeah, there's a way he can still win this game. Oh, but he comes in, this ball game is over, this match is over, and he concedes. This was a great match. Oh, what a finish.
So,
John O'Hagan comes in with fantastic rolling at the end, great strategy, planned for the gammon, got the gammon, wins the match, and now we're going to go on. There's going to be at least one more round.
Yeah, so
for
John
this.
is 9-2. Bill is 9-2, and the winner of Herb Roman versus Dmitry Obakov will be 9-2 as well.
So we've got 5 players with fantastic records of what's that, 81% winning
There'll be
records.
3 players with 2 losses.
3 players with 2
between those
losses.
3 guys, between either whoever wins or one.
Those are the top 3.
Herb and Dmitry. Herb is very much due to win. He's got one in ABT. He's fighting a fantastic player who's. He can't be more than his 30s now, but I think he's been playing for that whole time. So.
Well, this has been a great match, very exciting match. We're very happy that you've joined us. I want to thank, by the way, a lot of people have commented on this board that's being used. The players have come to me and said, Larry, we love that board. Who made that board? This is an FTH board. It's a nice felt surface, easy, smooth. The checkers have just exactly the right weight and feel to them. It's made by FTH. This board was provided to Voice of Backgammon by John Perner at gammonstuff.com. They sell a lot of FTH boards, and you can get any color scheme you want. We had some experts weigh in on the colors that would look good on live streams, and that's why we're using the colors that we are. The cups, it's made from. Anyway, it's a nice, solid feel board, and we're really honored to have that and to be working with John Perner and Gammon Stuff to bring these boards to you. I also want to thank the USBGF, United States Backgammon Federation. Karen Davis, Executive Director, does a fantastic job of promoting backgammon, not only in the United States but around the world. We're a huge supporter of the USBGF and the work that they do, and Karen does. She also runs tournaments. She's been one of the stalwart backers of backgammon for decades. And also want to thank BMAB, the Backgammon Masters awarding body. Dmitry Obakov, congratulations to him as CEO. Go visit them, bgmastersab.org. Because they have the latest information. They're bringing stability, consistency to backgammon ratings. Mochi's the #1 grandmaster in the world. He's the only super grandmaster in the world. He's here at the tournament, and he's also involved with BMAB. They've got the best players involved, and it's bringing backgammon to helping really promote this game. So you love this game? Tell your friends. Visit voiceofbackgammon.com and subscribe. Get the latest news, the latest VOB news. and we're on Twitch and YouTube. You can see us everywhere. It's such an honor that you're with us here. We really want to bring new players into the game, so we talk in our matches. This is not for experts per se. This is for a lowly beginner can follow along and enjoy the wonders of this game and get just as much satisfaction out of these fantastic Joker and anti-Joker roles as the rest of us. So thanks for joining us. This is Larry Schiller from Chicago, the 38th Chicago Open. We'll be in Los Angeles next at the LA, I think it's the California State Championship or the Los Angeles Championship. They have 2 tournaments a year, and I get the names mixed up, but that's coming up at the 3rd week in June. And then at the beginning of July, the 1st week in July, is Carol Joy Cole's Novi tournament in Novi, Michigan, Novi, which, by the way, that came about, that name, how do you pronounce it, whatever. It's number 6. It's like they had all these tracks and they had a name, come up with names, and this one was NO for number, period. VI, 6 is the Roman numeral. So they looked at, okay, we're going to call that Novi. And it's a town right outside of Detroit, a wonderful hotel. Carol runs a great tournament, and there will be BMAB on Thursday, I believe. On Wednesday. BMAB event, and I'll be there doing commentary and streaming, live streaming, and that's on July 3rd, is it? July 2nd?
Whatever Wednesday is, I think it's the 3rd. No, Wednesday's the 4th. Wednesday's the 4th.
So Wednesday actually is the 4th, so it'll be on July 4th.
I think.
Whenever that Wednesday is, right around July 4th, that's when it's going to be. And so stay tuned for that. We've got Los Angeles with Candace Mayron. We've got Nova in June in LA. We've got Novi with Carol Joy Cole in July 4th weekend. And then coming up at the end of July, beginning of August, is, of course, the Monte Carlo World Championships. Arda Findoklu, if I'm pronouncing his name right, which is hard for me, Turkish, but he's really the preeminent director in the world. Arda knows how to run a backgammon tournament. So better than anyone I've ever met. The food is great, the combination is great, the backgammon is great, they got great players. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about his tournaments. And so we're looking forward to that. These are the tournaments coming up that Voice of Backgammon is supporting and will be at. So we encourage you to let your friends know. Subscribe to us on YouTube.com, and we will see you at the next tournament. Larry Schiller, Voice of Backgammon, signing off, and thank you so much for being with us today. We hope you've enjoyed